bad for poor performance, or does it seem like a fucking like a coup to you? Wait, you did? Ah, shit. Ah. Right. Right. So, wait. Yeah. So wait, is that a like? Is there like you're good? Like you're gonna get your job back? Like there's no chance you're. You muted the stream, right? Oh, okay. What? Serious? How'd you learn this trick? Does it work? And we'll see. Uh-huh. Wait, it's been like a week?
Oh, my voice wasn't going, so that was good. I'm still waiting. It's been a fucking week. They haven't decided whether I was coming back or like what the. They haven't. I haven't got the message saying it was confirmed that you missed 2 psych appointments. You're coming back to house yet. I haven't got that. It's been a week. And I'm like, I'm pissed. I'm just angry. Yeah, the zombies all disappeared. Every single last one of them. Oh, except for that one.
So it worked.
Yeah, it worked. But now they're back on me. But I'm just like, I'm just so frustrated. Because it's like, it's pushy shit. Like, I just feel like I was let down and I'm like, oh, well, since it's a mistake, this should be easy, cut and dry. Well, we still have to wait. I'm very sorry, this and that. Like, okay. Are you going to give me all my overtime hours? No? It's like the union doesn't fight for you. But I'm your go-to guy, though. Like, you hit me up for everything. You make me do all the appointments, but you're not there when some shit happens like this. That's the bullshit.
Yeah.
I just want
man.
Zombie.
I mean, you don't know, like, what... The thing is, like, Kyle, like, you don't know, like, the mentality of the people who are above you. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Because, like, think about how you are with your coworkers, and then apply that to the people that are above you. Like, they could be buddy with you to your face, and then they go and talk to their their peers, their boss, or whatever, and it's just like, hey, this guy's kind of pushy.
And I am.
Right. This guy's making waves. He could be a problem. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like I said. It's like you said before. They are probably looking out for. They're trying to cycle out people, problematic people, and then people who could potentially cause problems for them. How you doing? We have no slices, right? Do we have slices? Oh shit! Yeah. Sorry. How many did you want? Just one? Last time I got 2 slices. How many slices do you want? A bunch of this slice. It's yeah, 348. 2. Okay, so it's yeah, they're cheese slices. We just put pepperoni on. That's why. Like $7, and I was like, "That's expensive slice." Yeah. I got 2 slices, and I was like, "Now it's $6." All right, so 883 20.
I'm the fat face guy. Hate this guy.
$11.17. The point is, Kyle.
They'll use you to do their dirty work and then drop you to the side.
The point is, Kyle, these companies are not going to be loyal to anybody but themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Plus, they're all like, I was thinking about like.
Yeah. What's that?
I was thinking about like when do they go? Like, how do you go from caring to not caring? How do you go from, like making sure stuff gets done to not giving a fuck whether somebody comes in and works and doesn't work? Like how do you go from, how do you hire somebody and then allow them to come into work and never do a damn thing. You know? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, and then punish the people that actually
I have nobody
do
watching,
give a shit.
but you know exactly who I'm talking about too. Like, that was one fucking person who, like, how is that allowed for 8 fucking years almost? Like, how? Honestly, how? How is that able to happen? That's what doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is. Does it make any sense? No. Is there anything I can do about it? No. Do I always try? Yes, because I'm a legit person. But it doesn't make any sense.
What the fuck?
You know how it is.
Yeah.
You're the type that care enough to be like, hey man, what's going on? You haven't been doing anything lately. But there's not a lot of people like that. And that's the problem with these companies.
Yeah. That's the thing. Man, everybody just wants to get their bag, and like everybody else is just like, like you know how it is though, like at work. Like you got friends and then you got work friends,
Yes.
Your work friends are like they're very, very conditional.
Oh yeah. They're very, very fucking conditional.
Like, bro, I was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was sleeping on my ex-girlfriend's couch, and my roommate's ex-boyfriend was like, me and him was like helping me through, like, get through that situation. And now that like I'm all good, and like now I got a wife and like fucking doing my thing, like dude hits me up like, hey, and mind you, he's like fucking 10 years younger than me. He hits me up like he used to hit me up like all the fucking time, like, hey, you want to hang out? Can you come pick me up? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude, I'm working. I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, oh, you never call. You never want to hang out. And I'm just like, because I don't have fucking time. Like I don't have time to hang out with my wife, let alone my friends.
Yeah.
Friends
that you have to hang out in person. It's a lot different when we can get on a video game and play with each other.
Yeah, like bro, if you wanna hop on Fortnite or whatever, like I don't even hang out. I don't even get on to play with my Fortnite friends anymore because like I don't actually like playing Fortnite anymore, to be honest.
No, I got on for a little bit and it was just not the same.
Yeah, it's not like old school Fortnite. Like it's such a fucking sweaty game that like there's like they had to edit, like the most popular game mode went from Battle Royale to what's it called? Squads to Squads no build.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were so fucking sweaty with builds that they had to create a whole new game mode.
Yeah, a whole new genre for these certain people.
For the people that don't like the builds. Like, I get it. There's that group of friends that want to play build, and the group of friends who want to play squads. And then there's the group of friends that want to play Battle Royale. And usually you got to switch between each game mode to make everybody happy.
Yeah, which apps?
And like, you know what my favorite game mode was?
John Wick?
No, creative mode.
Oh yeah, I love creative mode too.
So
because you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, because you could do whatever you wanted, and you could build your own world, and yeah, I think. And I'm about to get to that point with DAYZ, to be honest.
Like, oh yeah, we're
I'm gonna pay $20 a month or $22, whatever the fuck it is, for a 20 slot server, and just have my not even just have my own server, but I'm gonna have my own fucking planet, you know?
You're on what?
My own world.
I just...
Cause like, you have your own DayZ server, like you're basically, you know, you're a DayZ god, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you go into admin mode or god mode or whatever, and you just fly around the map, and you edit stuff, you delete stuff, you know, like, man.
Yeah, it would be a cool thing to be able to do that, especially because I'm on the same page as you, where it's like, if there's no growth, it's kind of like pointless. And right now there's really nothing that we're doing. You know, yeah, I could play a couple more solo games, you know. I can do that to better myself, which I'm going to start doing that. But for the most part, it's so fucking difficult for even us to be on the same page right now.
Yeah.
You know, especially with time. Now times, you know, besides you and me, which we're like, pretty much, if you say you're getting on, you get on. If I say I'm getting on, I get on. But, you know, we're always struggling, you know, unfortunately, with the other two right now. It went from, you know, everybody telling each other when they were on to, oh, you're on? Why didn't you say anything? Oh, you know, I didn't know if you were going to get on. Why didn't you even ask? So, like, I would like to create a world and just run it. Try to get people to play it. Make some money. Boom, bow, bing, you know?
How you doing? What's the name? Yeah, it's coming out of the oven right now. Caesar dressing?
Yeah. Make a fire.
It might be, thin crust pepperoni pizza with the Caesar dressing. A little weird, but I mean, it's probably better than ranch. Actually, I don't know. Like you said, ranch is pretty fire. Even though I can't eat it. Alright, there you go, boss. Thank you. Oh, you never believe what happened the other day. My boss, I didn't even witness it, but my boss was telling me about it. It was last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, she ordered a large pizza, cheese pizza.
Yeah.
And so she's like a young, like blonde girl. She comes in and she's like, "Oh yeah, my name's Cindy, whatever." And then I ordered the pizza, blah blah. And then they're like, "Yeah, here you go." She takes the fucking pizza. She puts it under her arm, but not like a pizza. She puts it under her arm like a book. Yes. And then I think her mom sent her in to get the pizza, and she goes out, and my boss like runs over to like stop her, and then he's like, "You know what?
Fuck it." Yeah,
Fuck it. It's like, I'm just gonna have to remake it. And then he goes, and then he kind of stops himself, and he like sees her go out to the car, and then she opens the door, and her mom's in the car, and she goes to hand it to her, and she kind of like stops and like looks down, and she's like, "Oh no." And then he just like turns around and walks away, and he's like, "Doo doo doo."
Like,
and I was like,
this. Yeah.
I'm like, so did she come back in? Did she like say anything? Was she like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I kind of ruined the pizza"? And he's like, no, like she just, she must have felt like such a fucking idiot that she was like, I'm just gonna take this home and go eat it.
Yeah, I mean, what is she gonna do? She's the one that created the problem. But there are
And
people in the world that will fucking create a problem like that and be like, it's not my fault. You didn't tell me to hold the pizza like that.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, my fault that the pizza just came out of the oven. I ordered it 25 minutes ago. Should have been cooled down by now.
I burned my mouth. The shit people say these
Who
days.
doesn't carry their pizzas like that? Everybody carry their pizzas like that.
I've been doing this my whole life and I never had a problem. It's the same
Bro,
shit everywhere.
that is like the number one like thing that people say when they call and like they're surprised by like like especially by like the price, or if they call and they don't order the minimum for a delivery, they'll be like, I get delivery every Friday and I never had any issues. Now, so what are you gonna do? And it's like, nothing. Are you gonna order a drink or something to make it the minimum? If not, I'm not gonna deliver it.
like, what do you? It's not my problem.
Dude, people are so fucking stupid. And then the funny thing is like I can literally just go into the like while I'm taking their order, I always check to see if they're a regular customer, and if they're not, if they're not and they call, and I'm like busy or whatever, like I won't pick it up because not 50% of the time it's gonna be a robocall. So
yeah.
But
the world is
man.
just full of idiots.
So, like, companies are not loyal. You know, companies are not loyal to their employees. So, like, why should you be loyal to a company that doesn't give a fuck about you?
You know, my mom says the same thing, but I'm always like, it fucks me up because like I always think like, bro, when something goes wrong, I'm like, bro, I was a great. There's days where like, that's the last knife for me. There's days for like my supervisor where she's been like, hey man, you know, I need somebody to stay the night at this place or work overnight. The person called off. Can you do it? And I'm like, look, man, I would, but I can't. And she's like, oh man, I'll do this if you do that. Like here, if you don't go, I'll have to go. And instantly, I then feel bad, you know, because I'm a nice person. So I'm like, you know, maybe. And there's a lot of times where I'll be like, oh, I'll drop everything and then I'll just go in. Which one of the nights I was like, you know what? I'm so tired. I can't actually do it. And she was like, I understand. And then she said something about like, oh, my husband's going to leave me. So I went in. I showed up after an hour of sitting in my house. I felt so bad that I showed up, and she's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, you said your husband was going to leave you. Like, if you kept working all these over hours. I said, go home. She was like, thank you. But, like, do you forget? Like, did you forget all the shit I did for you? Like,
yeah.
I stayed at that house for 3 weeks straight during the pandemic. Do you not recall? Like, am I, like, what? Am I being punked? You know, like, it's always like, what the fuck is going on in these places?
Yeah, man. Yup. That's how I feel. Like, that's how I felt at my last job, bro. Like, So the last place that I worked, like I worked like that, you know. I did like insane stuff. I was doing like insane hours, and I was like working like overnights, and they don't have overnight, and and like because my girlfriend was a manager at the time who worked there, and I just wanted to like like super speed my way like up into the company, and then like there was like little like younger kids who were moving up, and people who were just like absolute morons, and like I was like getting punked by like these 17-year-old girls. Like, dude, and there was like this one 17-year-old girl who was like literally like, oh my god, like she's from Cape Verde, and she just like had this fucking like attitude about her. Like, I'm like, I was like I'm like nice to people. Like, I try to be friendly with people, and I don't understand, man. Like, especially like young girls, like if I ask them to do anything, I don't know what it is in society, but like when a straight man asks a female to do anything, and then he's like starts, if he even remotely tries to throw around his seniority or his title, they immediately like scoff
How
at
dare
you
you?
and like
Yeah.
you're not my boss. Like, who do you think you are? And it's like, well, I am your direct supervisor, so technically I am your boss. So like, yeah, like, what do you mean? It's my job to delegate to you. Like, how do you think this works? You've been here longer, and what you're like, you don't have as much. I have as much job experience as you have life.
Exactly.
like I have as much job experience as you actually have life, and you're arguing with me because what? Because I look younger than I am? Because you have some kind of attitude that you feel like you have some kind of, I don't know, seniority because you're a fucking barista? Like, bro, get out of my face with that shit.
Respect is not even earned anymore. It's just something that is demand off the jump. And if you don't give people it, then you're frowned upon. Like, I don't like a lot of times, like, I just don't like new people. I just don't trust them. You know how it is. Like, why am I giving you my whole trust? Like, you're in a.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, if you try to be like, if you show any kind of like weakness to people at all, they'll like, dude, this 17-year-old girl called me a little boy.
Ugh.
Like, she's like, oh, she went into the manager's office and wrote on the wall like, oh, who do you think you are? You're not the boss.
You're not that guy.
To be a boss. Huh?
You're not that guy.
Yeah, you're not that guy. You're not nothing. You're just pretending to be a boss. You're just a little boy. And I was like about to be interviewed to become the assistant manager of the store. Well, of the front of house, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I reported it to HR, and I was like, hey, you guys need to do an investigation and find out, because that's what like a manager would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's fucked. Like, that's like a hate crime. That's ageism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And So after that happened, like the whole like assistant manager talk like just disappeared out of thin air because I started making waves,
which is unfortunate that it has to be like that. Like I remember when like a person who was making waves was like, bro, you were like the greatest person in the world. You were respected by all. You ran shit. Like you made shit happen that other people just do not make shit happen. It's not like that anymore. You're now seen as a troublemaker.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And like and nothing actually ever happens. And I mean, and every time I would bring it up, they'd be like, "Oh, we're still investigating it." Blah blah blah. And they'd be like, and they'd give excuses. They'd be like, "Oh, you don't know the exact days." And I was like, "Well, I'll give you like a rough idea. Like it's either these 1 or 2 days." And it's like, "Well, they don't have really the time to like look through all the cameras." I'm like, "You don't have like what? Like, what do you mean? You don't have a fast forward button?" Like,
yeah, it's not that hard
like,
to look at cameras.
Bro, I could literally watch the whole. I used to when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts as a manager. They would have you like once a week fast forward the entire week and just watch all the cameras. Like they can't do that, or has technology devolved in the 10 years span that I used to work doing that? But yeah, man, and yeah, I fucked myself, and I knew that I fucked myself because my boss was like, "Bro, why'd you say something?" And my ex was the one who actually told me to write the shit up.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, she did what? Like, who the fuck does she think she is? Blah blah blah." But like, nobody liked my ex. That's the thing. Like everybody in the company who was like, who moved up, who became like a trainer or like something else, like they all fucking hated her because she was such like a wave maker and a know-it-all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because she literally was a psychopath, and she would like study like everything, and she knew more than the majority of people that like worked there for years.
Yeah,
and I learned everything that I learned from her. Like she just,
it's always
she
good
just
to
taught
learn
me.
from a psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so
Fire.
So like I thought, like I calculated wrong, because I was like, oh, like I have the district manager at my, in my corner, and I have my girl who is a manager in the same district that I worked in, and then my fucking district manager decides to quit.
Ugh.
Yeah, like right as that house, and then he told us like the week, like that week that it was going on, and I was like, bro, like, what do you mean you quit? And he's like, well, I didn't. He was like, I didn't tell anybody. Actually, you're the first person that I'm telling. And because like me and him were kind of closer than my ex, and she was like kind of butthurt about that because she kind of thought of him as like a father figure and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's like fucking 10 years old, like 10 years, they're like 10 years apart from us. Poor cheese. But anyways, fucking yeah, man. Like that's why I hate working at restaurants for sure. Feta, Parmesan, ricotta. And I know that when I go to work at this hotel, I know it's going to be more or less the same bullshit, and I'm going to have to just be like a stronger person than than the other people that work there. And if I want to have a job there, I'm gonna have to just stand my ground.
Yeah, not only that, but you're just gonna have to, like, unfortunately, dumb yourself down, like,
Yeah,
because
just
people.
be one of those lazy asshole employees that's like, yeah, I can't work. I'm sorry, I can't cover this shit, or, hey, I'm gonna call off because X, Y, Z. Like, unfortunately, people who like try to invest themselves into companies, and they're not like, like if you don't have like fucking million years of experience and a fucking Harvard degree, like they don't give a fuck about you. Like,
Nah, not at all. They're not gonna. It's just better to not be that person anymore. Like, I'm gonna go back.
And
that's
why
probably not gonna do shit.
That's the reason why I work so fucking damn much, because like I know that the only way that I can beat the system is to create my fuck you,
Yeah.
Like if I save up money and I when I go here, I cannot tell anybody of my plans. I cannot like talk to these people because look what happens here, right? Like I told my boss, hey, I want to start a business and blah blah blah. And like, I want to do something. Like I would love to collaborate with you. And then he's like, yeah. And when I told him like, hey, like we're going to start this business, like, what are your plans? Like, I need to know your plans, because like, if we find a place and we jump on it, like, what's your plans? Are you coming with us, or are you gonna bitch out? Like, what's going on? And he's basically said he was gonna bitch out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So, like, what are you thinking? Like, you think I'm gonna go and like start up the business and then like get it rolling, and then when everything's like all hunky dory, like you're gonna jump in and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. On some
and
bullshit.
He basically was like, yeah, like that's what I'm thinking, because like I need my security, because like here I have security. And I was like, actually you don't. Like these people don't actually give a fuck about you. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know that, but you've been working here by yourself on weekends because nobody wants to come in and help you. And the only reason why you have somebody is because I came in and decided to help you. And now you're basically their bitch. And you're not a partner. He probably only gets paid about $18 an hour. Probably less. Probably 17. Like, the dude makes enough money to pay for his apartment, pay for his expenses, and put a little money in the bank. And like
survival.
Yeah, that's like it. He doesn't like he has a nice apartment, but his car is a piece of shit. Like, he goes to like Marshalls and like thrift shops, and he's a couponer, like not a couponer in the traditional sense, but like
no,
he goes and gets everything on sale, on discount, buys everything that through like Chinese companies or whatever. And like that's the people who and the owner of this company is a guy who has 7 locations, and he created a location in Miami so he could stay in Miami for the majority of the year. So he could take his millions of dollars and fuck girls half his age, and like have multiple girlfriends and
American dream nowadays, sadly.
I mean, it's American dream. Like, who wouldn't want that? But like, and then like whenever there's like issues or problems with the store, he's like, hey, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's his guy.
Hilarious.
Like I get it. The guy's the owner's a hustler, and you know, like that's just how it is. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like people put their faith in the wrong places. You know,
Wrong places,
all
wrong
I'm saying.
people.
They put their faith in the wrong places. You got to put your faith in yourself, and you got to look for your out. You know.
Yeah,
And
always look for your out. Unfortunately, and that's what sucks about it, because even like I love my job. You know, I'm annoyed with consumers, but that's just a normal fucking thing. But at one point, I have always thought about moving up. You know, like, what else do? You move up.
yeah. But like that's the thing, man. Like I've worked in like a few big companies, and I thought the same way. And like every time that I've tried to go anywhere, and I mean now I realize that like making waves is not an option. Like stay in your lane is like unfortunately where it's at.
Oh yeah,
like stay. Are you picking up, Pablo? Can you show me? Pablo, 3 items. Okay. What's up, man? And so like yeah, man, like you gotta outsmart the system, and like this is the reason why, and like nobody understands me, but like this is the reason why I date foreign women. This is the reason why I work under the table. This is the reason why, you know, I don't have a normal 9 to 5 with a 401k, and you know, I work with a bunch of passive aggressive adults who literally hate their lives because, like, that's like I always think about the future. I don't think about like right now. Like right now, it doesn't mean shit to me. I always think about the future, and I always imagine like what my life's gonna be like if I continue on this path. So, like, you got to think like, where is it that you want to land? You know, like what is it? Where is it you want to be in the next few years? Like, do you want to be like, hey, you know, I got to deal with these asshole consumers and these asshole coworkers and these asshole bosses who pretend to be my friends and treat me like shit. And, you know, I always do favors for them, but then when the shit hits the fan, they're nowhere to be found, and they forget all the things that you did for them. Or do you want to create your own path and, you know, do something that you actually enjoy doing, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely on option 2. You know, I told you about the whole I told you about all the comic shit, which I'll be doing that soon. Still looking into places and figuring out what we want to do, but like,
for sure, man. Like,
I refuse to be stagnant and be in this position where I'm like, you know, I'm good. I can survive. No, I just want to be one of those dudes who lives in the country with like 5 fucking German shepherds that rip people's faces off because I don't like fucking with anybody, but I play video games all day. Like, that's gonna be my life. It's gonna be an enjoyable life. I'll be happy. I'll come out, go to the store, have my little interactions that I like to have. You know, I won't have to deal with the anxiety of like, oh man, somebody said this and somebody said that, and like, no, like there's nothing else. Why is there literally jack shit on this map when it comes to food?
Good question.
I need like an animal or a chicken.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, right? Like, you know, we I heard this the other day, and it's so like on point, and I actually believe this is like actually something that I believed previous, but I never heard anybody actually say it out loud. And you know, our self worth is only measurable. Isn't only measurable by where we are currently in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because, you know, where you are right now is not at the top of, you know, at the top of your game, or the you know, the pinnacle of what people want, the pinnacle of what people aspire to be, doesn't mean that if you change your location, or the place that you are, not, or even the job that you have, so the way that people value you can change drastically just by that.
You see
Like,
that
you know what I'm saying?
thermal
Like, you know what I mean?
container?
Huh?
Are you watching? Do you see the thermos? The thermos? That's fucking sick.
No.
Okay. They have
I was
thermos
just
on
I was
there.
just trying to say that, like, just because
Things are how they are doesn't mean it's never going to change.
that's the
We're
way
trying to-
that's the way it's going to be. I mean, just because you're not you're not considered a valuable asset where you are currently, doesn't mean that if you go somewhere else, like, dude, I always think, like, man, you know, where I'm at right now in my life is fucking, like, I'm doing like a high schooler's job, you know?
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
yeah, like literally this is like a high school, like, part-time job. And like, I could imagine, like, you know, like, for example, like, dude, I'm like teaching myself Italian now. Like,
They're crazy.
I'm
with
such a
that
fucking
shit.
I'm such a psychopath about languages. And I'm like learning Turkish and Italian now, because like my uncle told me that he's getting married in Italy, and I'm like, all right, cool. So now I gotta learn Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, imagine, like, and my wife wants to travel, like, by next year. So like,
Yeah.
imagine, like, I go to Europe, I go to Italy, I go to Spain, I go to UK, I go to whatever, and then, you know, whatever, I run into somebody at a bar or a restaurant or fucking a cafe, and they're like, oh, I heard you speaking Turkish. Are you from Turkey? And it's like, no, I'm from America. And it's like, oh, cool. So you speak some Turkish? I'm like, yeah, I speak some Turkish. And I speak some Portuguese and some Spanish and some Italian, you know, and
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh, word, really? That's awesome. Hey, by the way, I'm a international blah blah blah, and we do this XYZ, and we do like destination weddings, and you speak all these languages. Oh, and by the way, I'm a DJ. Oh, and you're a DJ? Fuck. You know what? Here's my card. Like,
yeah, the
do you have-
opportunities that can come from, like, you know, what you're doing could be endless, you know.
right? Cause, like, dude, just because, like, living here in America, like, the limit is
Scary
the sky.
fucking thing. Yes. But
You know, the limit is the sky. But then, like, you go outside of the country and you go somewhere else, even like China or whatever, and the sky's the limit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, like, I'm sorry to say it, but like, I've been saying this to people for years, but like, America is like becoming a third world country, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, like food is not healthy.
Not at
Life,
all.
life work balance is not healthy. There's no health care, like unless you pay out the ass, or if you're in a union job. And if you're in a union job, you know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other option is like you become like you spend fucking all your days learning how to be a programmer or an IT professional or do something that has to do with computers or find some niche in the technology world so you can make upwards of $100,000 and then you work like my friend. She basically says she just 50% of the time she just makes herself look busy so that the bosses don't come and be like, what are you doing?
Don't bother.
Like that's what she was like talking to me about. That she's like, dude, you'd be so perfect, like you know all about technology, you just need to get your certification, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yeah, but like she told me all this and I'm just like I would still feel like it's a meaningless job.
Yeah.
Like yes. And I've done this multiple times. I've gone to college for 6 different things. And the one thing that I actually did love, I stopped doing it on and off since high school. Like, since high school, I've been a music creator, and I've stopped doing it multiple times. Like, bro, I haven't even DJ'd a gig like in like 5 years, and the last gig that I actually did was musical bingo. Like that's how sad I got about it, and I just have this computer and this equipment that collects dust.
Yeah, you and me both, brother.
And I'm like, oh, this was the best, this was the best rig you could get back in 2015. And then it's like, oh, okay, so that was like 8 years ago. Like, what do you use now? Oh, no, that's what I use. Oh, okay. All right, word. So you haven't been working, is what you're saying?
Haven't been doing the thing you love, which is unfortunate.
Because if you do the thing you love, if like you DJ for photographer or you get guitarist or whatever, you're not gonna have something that you bought 10 years ago and that's out of date and it's collecting dust. You're gonna have 6 different DJ setups. You're gonna have 6 cameras. You're gonna have 6 guitars. You're gonna have 6 different drum sets, and they all have different meanings and different uses for you.
And it's not going to waste either. That's the biggest thing. Like, I have shit collecting dust in my closet right now that I'm just like, fuck, man. Why do I not use my drone? Why am I not using, cameras? Why am I not using this? It's just
and yeah, man. Like, and you don't know what the climate is because you feel weird about going out and like trying to do something, right? Because like you probably feel the same way I do. Like, you probably think like, hey, if I were to go get a gig right now, it would probably be doing something that's cheesy,
or like a step backwards. Like,
yeah, but like motherfuckers got to make money, right?
Yes.
So like, I mean, I really do not want to be the bingo guy, or I don't want to be the karaoke guy, and I don't want to be the wedding guy.
No.
I want to be the club guy, but unfortunately I suck at making music because I didn't put in because I didn't put in the hours. But like, I always hear these new artists and they make these shit songs, or they make remixes of songs and they blow up on TikTok and whatever. And it's like, bro, like, that's all I had to do? Like, What?
Yeah.
Like, all I had to do is spend another $10,000 on plugins and, you know, a crazy PC or like pay somebody to create edits.
But you have I can't remember what his name is, but you probably heard him on, he made, what is that? He made these,
11:30.
holy shit, go home. He made this beat on like in TikTok, and he was like live making the beat in the car. Well, he got a lot of, eyes on him from, big fucking celebrities who wanted to, collab with him and stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of those guys. There was the guy who like that guy with the long hair. You know what I'm talking about. The guy who fucking
sings like a beautiful falsetto. That guy.
Yeah.
He's actually doing pretty good stuff because I think he just did like, what did he just do? He was singing with he was singing with Queen. He was singing with Queen, like the band members of Queen. They brought him on stage. They called him up. They said he has like a perfect voice for it. Like, yeah, Adam Lambert's, probably more Freddie Mercury, but this dude's got that voice.
Are you talking about Adam Lambert? Or are you talking about the long-haired guy?
The long hair guy that sings on TikTok. That's voice is like beautifully angelic. I get
he does like
a sewing kit.
He does like a beatbox style of singing where he makes his own. He uses what he does is he uses a looper, not a looper. It's a looper.
Great movie.
Yeah, he uses it's like a fucking a digital. Oh my god! See, I don't even know the lingo anymore. But he uses a fucking he uses this device that loops sounds, and then he uses that to make beats.
Oh.
And there's been a couple of guys, like they have like competitions like just for that now. And
beat comps? Yeah, I have a couple boys who are and like beat comps. It's it's so cool, but it's also funny because they just stand there and they're like, doing little movements to their beats, and they're like really feeling it. That's what it is. Nobody's rapping over it. It's just it's just a beat. I eat that food.
Well, it started off. I mean, the genre didn't exist before,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what it originally was a guitar looper, And then they made it into a plugin, and then they were like, you know what? Why don't we make a controller? That's what it's called. Why don't we make a controller that does like 4 or 5 of them and has effects and does like all this cool shit? And then somebody was like, hey, how about I use this to DJ with? Or a beatboxer was like, hey, how about I use this to beatbox with?
Oh, you're talking about what the fuck are those called? Now I forget.
They're loopers.
No, there was a specific one, the M Audio one, like the big one.
The Novation? Is it Novation?
M Audio. What is it? M2.
Novation makes a lot of controllers for like, music production and stuff. But like, yeah, dude. I mean, it was a whole thing, and it like inspired me. Because at one point when I was DJing, I was like, there's this whole genre of DJing that people don't really know about. And it's more or less live production.
Yes. Kanye does it a lot. Kanye's been doing it at church. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, there's like only like a handful of people that do it.
Still, Kanye, Timberland, fucking.
There's like one really popular like DJ, who's it's the same thing that Kanye does, but he does it for like house and like electro. and it's called Fortet. And now there's a dude that he like collabs with a lot, who's like a younger DJ, and his name is you've probably heard his music and you don't even realize it. Fred Again. You know, there's that song that was really popular a few years back that was called "We've Lost Dancing."
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he's done a bunch of like other. He's done a bunch of other songs that are actually pretty popular as well. But like, that's what he does. Like he does.
Oh,
I mean, it's not new, but like, it's not very much explored. And I was like, just getting into that, and I even went to like Berkeley to learn how to do live production. Like I took a course for music production, like intro to music production, and then intro to music production, like 101 and 102, and then there was another one for like live production. Live music production, and so like the whole class was basically like, you know, doing what like Kanye West does, or all these other examples of DJs that I was talking about, and I was like, yeah, this is it, like this is gonna be the thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make music, and then I'm gonna create these sets. Instead of playing tracks, I'm going to create these sets where I do like live remixes and, you know, all this other, and, you know, play my own music and also play songs that are popular, and then, you know, kind of grow my shit from there. And I just never did it.
Yeah.
Never did it. Like I started in class, because like the whole class was just that. Like literally, I had like a dozen videos that I would have to make, and then send them to my teacher, and they were awful. like they were fucking awful. But like that was like, I did that class because that certificate because that was the whole reason for me doing that certificate was to sharpen my music production skills.
Yeah.
And to also learn how to dip my feet into actually doing live production. Because like I thought that was where I was gonna go with like my whole DJing situation. And I still have like, bro, I'm so mad because I had this controller that like basically like you could use Ableton without ever touching your computer, like through it.
Yeah.
It was like a $600 controller, and when I went to Turkey, I like didn't even realize that I had left it in the apartment with my ex before I left. And then she like messaged me, and I was like in Turkey at the time, and she messages me and she's like, "Hey, you left this here. Are you gonna come get it? It's on the the table, whatever, blah 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 blah." And I just never fucking responded because I didn't want to I didn't want to talk to her. I fucking hated her guts. And I didn't want to give her the satisfaction, of ever having to see me again. I mean, in hindsight, like, I could buy the same.
Oh, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
A better
I could
one.
buy that same piece. It's like fucking 6 years old. I could buy that same piece right now for like probably like $100.
Or a better one if you wanted to.
I mean, yeah, they're already on the third version of it, so I could go out and get a brand new one for like $500-600, and I get like the newest version that's like way sicker, way nicer, has way more functionality. But like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Fuck you, bitch.
Like, but you know, I mean, I still have a ton of equipment that basically does the same thing.
Yeah, if you have a piano, right? You can add all those. You can add all the sounds to a piano, like a electric piano.
Yeah, and I have a piano that has the majority of the same functionalities. Like, I never sat there and was like and like didn't touch my mouse while I was producing music. I mean, I would have had to spend like fucking 300 hours learning how to use. Like, I never even learned how to use the whole thing. Like, not like an instrument, because like that's the level of that's like the level of practice you would need to put in on a thing like that to learn how to use every single piece of functionality. Because like you could literally like use that to like open a new track, insert an instrument, insert a clip, like do it, like flip, like do a flip the edit real quick of an audio file, and manipulate it, like change the fucking
the pitch, the tone,
plug in.
Yeah.
You can do all of that through this one device. And dude, I knew the gist of it. I know how to use it, like the basics of using it, and I knew how to like the few things that I taught myself how to do. I was like, pretty proud of myself. I learned how to apply filters and stuff, and pre-set up filters so that they show up whenever I click on whatever track, whatever, through this device. But my buddy,
work on my fucking timing. Sorry, go.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I'm going on a fucking long ass tangent right now.
No,
so
I definitely get what you're talking about, and I understand it. Because I used to dabble with that, but it's just like not doing something that you love doing, either from like you just get bored with it, or I always fall under the category of
it's ADD,
when
bro.
I
It's what it is.
don't like the response that I get when I tell somebody I'm trying to do something. I get so discouraged. So I stopped telling people that I was doing anything, like literally anything.
Because I know exactly what you're gonna, like, what they say to you. They say like, okay, but like, how are you gonna, use that to get a job and blah blah blah, and you know what I mean, like,
or you should do it this way. What if you try this? Or like, why are you critiquing? You don't even know what the fuck it is that I'm doing. Why are you trying to critique me? You're not creative at fucking all. So where do you come into this situation? Like, my favorite one is my mom, who's an artist. But it's always like my hardest thing about when it comes to art.
Can I see your tips?
What?
hold on a second.
Are you home?
I gotta.
No. Your tits. Tips?
26.
Tips.
Can I see your tits? 26, 60. Yeah, that's what I said. Can I see your tits? Yeah, I want to see your tits. Oh my god. Alright. I haven't had to do this in a while. No, there's something wrong. Makes me want. You're that special someone that makes me wanna. Makes me wanna.
I just want enough food so I can go inland and make it to Berzino. Or not Berzino, what am I
Jersey
thinking?
chode.
The airfield. There's like only a little amount of people on the server.
So, like, what do you...
I be a little drunk.
I don't even know what we were fucking talking about right now, but...
Who, me?
I said I totally lost what we were talking about.
Oh,
Fucking ADD, bro.
I was talking about like when you tell somebody what they're doing and they just shit on it. And I was saying like my mom is like,
Yeah.
like that's her MO. And it's
Here's
definitely...
$1.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, believe me. I mean, I think that's the story of every artist. Every artist's life, you know. Like, actually, that's every fucking buddy's story.
Mm-hmm. It sucks. It's unfortunate and it's hard, but you gotta like. I don't have it in me to fight through criticism because I don't want to. Oh, finally, honey. I don't have it in me.
What is it? 25? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want a $100 bill or do you want 20s?
Frozen? When did stuff become frozen out of nowhere when I've been eating shit all game that wasn't frozen?
75. You got your tips, right? I mean, your quarters. Did you ask Marcio for quarters? Yes. Oh.
On the car wash.
Cara, sempre dou aqui, né? Cara. Cara. Sai daqui, cara.
I might just shoot you, zombie.
Fedido, cara. Você é fedido. Fedido demais. What did I do to you, right? Seriously, what did I do to you? What did I do to you? Você é um cara podre.
Damn.
Me respeita.
Ooh.
Hey, there's a whole cheese pizza there. You interested? Huh? I give you 75. 73. Sorry, 74. 74 I gave you. Why? What's the problem? Oh shit, I fucked up, bro. I went the wrong way.
It's our fucking first date right here?
Yeah.
Aí tu 75 aí.
Take your $1. 75.
We're getting somewhere.
97. Okay, do $3.
Elect.
Do you want the 20s or the 100s?
20s.
20s. Okay. $3. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I'm tired, bro.
A poncho
Too much-
from
Too much
Berlin.
wine yesterday, you know? Joke, shut up. Let him in.
How do I put this fucking
Vou
thing
cuidar de
on?
novo aqui, senão eu vou pegar de
Ah, ok. Obrigado. Por favor. Tchau, carai. Eesh. You. Man. $6.46 minus 97 minus 23. 5.26. Okay. Now, I gotta cash in. I gotta 97. Punch out. Okay, so that's open. I mean my calculator. So now I have 22. Yeah. 22 plus 14 plus 5 plus 10 plus 2, 4, 6, 52 plus 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 10. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A5. 80. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 110. 130. 400 minus 350. $53. Nice. Okay. $53. Tools, credit card. 512 plus 140. 2.
Gotta eat. Oh, I don't have a torch. No. Oh, I got a knife.
Alright.
Give me some medicine. Codeine. I may got something. I need meds. I need meds.
Make a wish.
Make a wish. You will see.
Something.
In the world of pure imagination. I should go eat. Before I die.
Alright, is this oven off? Oven's off. What the hell? Why is it so? It's off. Close this. That's clean.
I seen something up there.
Bro, it's like you all said, bro. The shit's all rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. I work with a bunch of adults who act like children. Like they. Bro. They didn't even fucking sweep underneath the tables and shit. It's just the minimum amount of effort.
Why would they do that?
Huh?
Like, why would they do that? What's the point of that, bro?
I mean, I understand it though. That's the thing.
No, I just mean.
I'm doing the same thing.
Got fucking sticks. I go back fucking downstairs. Yeah, why? I get it.
I do the same thing, man, you know? And there's a reason for it.
Yeah, but I
the reason's
imagine
obvious.
more is because you're sick of... Like, I'm always like, I'm sick of being the only person to do it. So I don't do it, you know? But it's not fair. It's not a fair way to think, and I hate thinking like that.
Yeah.
But it just fucking sucks. Everything about it fucking sucks.
What's today's date? The 28th?
Oh.
So 33, 37, 33, 37, 28.
Sticks from... Oh, here we go.
Did I do any orders from here that... I feel like I took some orders that weren't... Where's the orders from? I don't fucking know. Delivery people aren't available. Does this say I'm still open? Closed, okay. Anyway. Alright, 33, 37. Okay, so that's the only order. Alright. So, fax orders. So there should be only 4 for the day. Please only let there be 4. 1, 2,
3.
out for delivery.
Oh.
Out for delivery. Completed. 1, 2, 3. And then the 1 fax order. Okay, word. 2, 40, 35. DoorDash is 347, 36.
Thanks for the pop. I really actually needed that.
Uber Eats. $42.24. $1,269.29. As slow as it was today, we still made over 1,000.
I can't attach this.
Bad for a day that I was pretty much sleeping. Dude, the rush today was like 4 or 5 orders. and like the girl with open toe sandals, she like left like an hour early, which I was kind of like relieved, to be honest.
You're really relieved.
And I was like, bro, like I don't want to be the guy that's here when the owner or fucking somebody else. Yo, the thing is, like, anybody could have came here. Like another manager, another store manager. You know, like there's like a dozen people that could have came here and saw that and been like, bro, like what the fuck's going on right now? And then I can be like, bro, like I don't know. I told the manager, and they're like, and then they would have been like, who's the manager right now? And I'd be like, me. And they were like, oh,
you would have got fucked instantly. That's the problem with it. Like, regardless of what anybody else says, like that shit's gonna fall on you, unfortunately.
And honestly, dude, I would have just been like, you know, I said something about it, and I told the store manager, and nothing was done about it. So, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, should I tell her to just fucking go home? And I'm not against it, but like, I also don't want to screw over the store manager, because I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, like, if the store manager wants to, you know, not put his foot down about stuff and let shit like that fly, then, you know, who the fuck am I? Like, I get paid less here than I did at my old job and I mean, technically I have more responsibility here, but at the other place I had less responsibility. I mean, I was a lower position, and you know, like I mean, I'm pretty much the same shit. Like I'm in a position of management, and people are gonna ignore me if I say anything to them. You know what I mean? Even though the manager has already said, like, you know, you're a manager, like,
Oh man,
people need to respect that.
That's bullshit. I think I just lost all my fit. But yeah, no, I get it. I'm with you on it. It's just, you know, unless you start your own ship, what can we do?
Bro, because like I hate having to second guess myself, you know? I really do. I really hate having to second guess myself.
or which now I guess, which is because I've been researching all last night, like I told you earlier. Hold on, let me switch back to Discord. Um, it's the posting clips shit. That's the big game changer right now, and it's gonna be a slow process. You're definitely ahead of me on that part, but like if we just
What is it?
start
Posting?
like posting scripts and shit, um, and just making the stream look like I don't. You seen in chat? I know I didn't spell it right, but my shit